headset.
Hey, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. By the way, welcome everybody to this week's mic check. Today we are going back to e-learning. Now this one's going to be a little bit shorter, but we'll make the most out of it. As you well know, sometimes those shorter scripts tend to be more challenging. Um, we're going to be having people coming in as time goes on, so I'll probably have a few stragglers when it comes to the cold reads. But for now, let's go ahead and get it started with Alex. Alex, whenever you're ready, go ahead and give us a read.
All right. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Okay, you get to choose who goes next.
Right. Um, David.
So David is just listening in for now. You happen to
Okay.
choose the one person who's not actually participating at the moment, but that's totally fine.
Leonard.
Leonard dropped into the hot seat right off the bat. Whenever you're ready, go for it.
Okay, and pull up the script. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised at how fluent you become. Okay. Swan?
Hello, hello.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you. All right, how to read music. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Okay, you get to choose who goes after you.
All right, let's go, Kimbo.
Okay. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become. Um, Justin?
You guys hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become. Leonard.
Leonard has already gone. For right now, it's just myself and Roddy who are up.
Oh, Roddy then.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lesson in innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short amount of time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become. Yeah, Michael.
Hey, it's okay. It's the cold reads. Don't get on yourself about it. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become. Okay, we are going to allow, since this is really short, we're going to go ahead and allow people to do cold reads after they've come in. But let's go ahead and talk about this. So we've got a lot of newer attendees here, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of explaining, but we've got the time. Um, I, I like to ask everybody questions about the script during the discussion portion. So I would hope that you take the either the text or the script the text of the script itself. I swear I can English. It's just easier when somebody else writes it down. If you take the text of the script itself, whether that's, I don't know, printing it off or whatever, and make your own marks on it. I want you guys to, whenever possible, mark up the script and do what you can to solidify your decisions along the way. But actually, Jamie, welcome in. Would you like to read with us today? Go ahead and paste that in there.
Give him a moment.
Yeah, there's always that connecting. What the heck is going on with me today? I swear I can talk. There's that connection lag. Hey, Jamie, you there? Okay, well, if you can hear me, Jamie, whenever you're ready, we'd like you to do a cold read for us. If you want to join, that is. Well, anyway, so I like to start off with microphone technique, specifically how you're going to approach.
I'm here.
Oh, welcome, Jamie. Would you like to read for us?
Yeah, give me just a second. Where is it?
It's in the chat, and it's also in the weekly script channel.
Okay, gotcha. And here it comes. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy-to-follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you very much, Jamie, especially since that was very last minute. So I like to start off with exactly how you're going to approach this script. Scripts generally tend to fall under two categories, and as a shorthand, we use voiceover or voice under. Voiceover is where you are more present on the microphone, where you're usually up front, and your voice is technically the center of attention on that particular recording. Where voice under is where you play to a specific or where you play to images on screen, where you want people to pay attention to what's going on in front of them. So, considering what we know about the script so far, what kind of mic technique are we going to use? Voiceover or voice under?
I'm thinking voiceover.
Because it's e-learning.
Sound more depressed about it, please. You don't sound
didn't
like
mean to.
just it's so tired of this question. I'm so sorry.
I didn't mean to.
Okay. Anybody else agree, disagree?
I'm going under.
Okay. Well, I would say you could safely say this is voiceover. Most of e-learning is you directing people, so you are just as present with them throughout the whole experience as anything else. E-learning falls into that kind of weird category where it can kind of, you can do whatever you want to with it, but more frequently,
both.
Unfortunately, yes. This is one of those times where both kind of applies.
It's voiced through.
Voice between. I don't know, we'll start making up all kinds of stuff. None of it will make sense. We'll confuse everybody. It'll be great.
I thought you were going to die on that hill. That'll never be both ever.
Yeah, normally I would. Thank you. This is my lovely assistant wife over here. This is the arm.
Mm-hmm.
She's also attending as TMC VO workout. So, and she will make commentary along the way. Just forewarning you on that.
I'm opinionated.
Anyways, So normally I like for it there to be a hard stance because you can't really do both when it comes to performance. So this time though it kind of works. You can choose to do either one. So technically this is a both script. And here we are with Mateo entirely missing his opportunity to actually be right for once. So so let's talk about it a little bit. Who are you? Who is the person speaking in the script?
Your
A
music
music
teacher, instructor?
I saw this as an educator.
The mentor hovering over your shoulder.
Like
If we want to
Microsoft.
get specific, I saw this as a college student that gave me trumpet private lessons.
Specific is good.
honestly just someone who know just a musician. Yeah.
Okay. So clearly somebody who's very, very familiar with reading music, right? Like you need to be comfortable with the subject.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think generically, when it comes to most of these, we can go ahead and say that your character is the subject matter expert. We'll just throw out something really generic, whatever that means specifically to you. That's going to be your own choice, but you have to be really, really comfortable with speaking about these things. This is something that your character interacts with all the time, every day. Okay, so let's talk about the tone. How should we approach this? What's the feeling behind it?
Casual.
Encouraging.
Reassuring.
Okay.
But what does it mean to not be performative, not overly theatrical?
Yeah,
Don't
that's
put
what I
on a
was thinking.
voice.
Yeah.
Don't read it like a, I don't know, what is it?
I'm thinking they're saying don't be a specific character. I don't think they want a character portrayal.
Don't be calculon.
Don't read it like what is it? I'm trying to like
An
an animal
infomercial.
documentary, an animal documentary.
Yeah, basically. Like this is I mean, this is kind of the farthest thing from that. But yeah, don't make it sound like you're a character. I think is what they're trying to go for because these directions are really, really thin. So we kind of have to do the best we can with the little bit that we have here. So it says welcoming and encouraging, don't be performative. I would say that yeah, performative means don't be like theatrical and over the top with it. You aren't some virtuoso, really high and mighty person who does this all the time. You're an instructor. You're somebody who introduces people to the stuff for a living, not takes pride in their own performance the entire time. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. Unless you naturally have that accent, in which case, darn you, I'm jealous. Um, sorry, reacting to the wife in the back. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit. What do you think of when you think of the descriptive term performative? What does performative mean to you?
As bluntly as possible, try hard.
Try hard, okay.
And what I say is exaggerated, overly exaggerated.
Exaggerated, okay. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
the effort can be heard.
Yeah, you're on a stage performing to an audience.
Okay, okay.
Whereas this, the word that was coming to my mind from the description was conversational. And you can kind of take that as an opposite of performative.
Okay. Conversational though can mean many different things to people. Specifically, what do you mean by conversational? What exactly are you trying to say with that?
Sounds like you're just talking to a friend.
About a specific subject.
Casual, natural,
Casual. That's what I was going for.
That
At
was
least one of them.
the
That was one of the main ones that I was looking for. Thank you, Swan. Yes. Casual, I think, is one of the really, really important ones. Even though there are exclamation marks in this, clearly they're not looking for somebody to be like, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like, please don't do that for fun. Don't actually submit it. Okay. That's that'll be the difference between the two. But yeah, when it comes to like a casual exclamation mark, it's more of just a, you want to make this sound positive. You want to make it sound approachable and easy. So I I like casual a lot for this one. Um, what were some of the other ones?
There were other ones.
I would say effortless.
Effortless. That's a great one.
Natural. Someone said that.
Natural. There we go. So effortless, natural.
What about intimate?
Hmm.
I'll put that down.
Intimate mean like it's a personal one-on-one conversation, not
Not seductive.
yeah.
We'll make some music, baby, tonight. Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Not
you.
romantically intimate, just one-on-one intimate. We don't want to make reading, well, I mean, you could make reading music sound sexy, but I think that would freak many people out.
I'm romantic. I'm out.
Thank you
Making
for the
beautiful
clarification.
music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art.
Oh, there's no mystery about it at all.
Maybe the way you do it.
Anyways, let's get back onto VO, shall we? So sorry, the chat. Give them eyes during mysterious and arcane.
Do not break eye contact.
Right. There. So the thing is whoever you decide to play as this character, because again, you are being a character during the script. Every script is a character script. You want to make sure that you are an approachable, natural, casual person when presenting this stuff. You also want to so when it comes to instruction, or when it comes to being an expert on something, usually the kind of expert delivery that I think of, at least, and you can please disagree with me if you feel that I'm incorrect on this, but they know where they're going, they know specifically what it is they're trying to say, and they know how to communicate that. So for instance, the last sentence, this is only 2 sentences, but the last sentence makes up the vast majority, the bulk of this entire script, but it needs to be broken up just right, because you're talking about many different things. So there's a few things that I'd like for you to be really careful of separating out and making sure that you come off very very sure. Confidence is another big one when it comes to casual communication, sounding confident. Here's what I mean. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD. So easy to follow lessons is one idea. So you want to keep that separate. And innovating accompanying CD is another idea. So you wouldn't want to blend those together, because that sounds wrong. You're going to lose people in that. Blending those together would sound something like the easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD, just blasting right through that. Don't do that. You're going to lose somebody, because it's just a shotgun of words that they can't pull apart, right? When you are trying to impart the knowledge into somebody, break apart the concepts. Take a little bit of time. You don't have to rush through this whatsoever. So easy to follow lessons, innovative accompanying CD in how to read music, the product. So you could like quote that, or you could, put parentheses around that. I like to use brackets. We'll show you how to decode those little black dots. And so how to decode those little black dots is one idea. And transitioning into the next thing in short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become. So that particular area is going to be a big one. You want to make sure that your listener knows what you're saying. So break up those ideas and be really clear on them. Now, does anybody have any questions about anything we've talked about so far? Questions, comments, concerns, insights, things I may have missed?
Is it appropriate to, because I'd want to honor the punctuation that's given in the script, is it appropriate to move the comma from the end of and to before the and? Black dots and in a short time.
That's a good question. That is going to depend on the director.
Okay.
I would say that if you're going to submit this as an audition, which we want to treat this as, make it sound as natural as possible.
Mm.
Because honestly, this is something that I think a lot of people fall into when it comes to auditioning. Many people will find an audition and they will look at the specs and they will spend an inordinate amount of time trying to accomplish those particular specs, do that thing. And the problem is if every single actor tries to do that thing, then you get a lot of the exact same read and it just becomes hiss and noise.
Mm-hmm.
So, more importantly than sticking directly, solidly to all of the directions, is sounding like a human being. Um, there is almost nothing that you can do wrong in an audition. And of course, please correct me if I'm wrong here, but more often than not, an audition that sticks out is going to be chosen more than an audition that follows all of the specs directly. When it comes to formatting and when it comes to labeling, follow those exactly. When it comes to performance, they've sent it out to a group of people. They usually send out these auditions to agencies or to casting sites, and they expect a wide variety of different reads. So give them something that's natural to you. That way, you are represented. And if you get hired, you get hired. So if you feel that that makes it more natural for you, go for it. Let's hear how it sounds. Anyway, anything else? Cool. Let's get into the reads. So let's start up with Alex. Alex, whenever you're ready, go for it.
All right. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Okay, opening it up. What did you all think?
They weren't listening.
Nobody, huh? Okay, there we go. There we go.
I could kind of see you reading it off a screen or paper. It sounded a bit reedy to me, not really natural. And my advice would be to visualize a specific person that you're talking to, somebody you know, and just talk to them.
Something else you could try, and you can do this in your mind, or if you feel game, you can do this out loud. Close your eyes and give me that same script. Tell me what you know from your mind.
Gonna forget the script.
I don't want you to. That's fine. I want you to put this in your own words.
Mm.
But yeah, I think kind of focusing on how casual it was and focusing on our conversation about the punctuation kind of stumbled you up. Because I noticed, especially with the and in the short time, you had a moment where you're like, wait a minute, now where do I put this comma? So, but you did a great job with, again, keeping it Casual. I think again there was a little bit of kind of an unnatural vibe to it for sure, but you did a good job. Again, keeping it not performative, which I appreciated.
A good first read.
If I may ask, for those who heard my first take at this, the cold read, did that sound more natural? If you remember it.
A bit.
Okay. Because in that
So
one,
here's the thing.
I directly opposed what Michael said.
Okay. So
Yeah, go on.
here's the thing, though. I can tell you exactly what happened with this one, and it was how you opened it up, how you started. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art was left to hang. You kind of like blew through that, and you didn't really highlight it as an idea. Here's what I mean. That very first part right there, reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, is you acknowledging the trepidation that your listener is feeling. Because I mean, they're looking at a sheet of music, and I'm sure everybody here, I'm sure, at least I hope, has seen sheet music before. And when you don't know what you're looking at, it's a bunch of lines and dots and flags and symbols and words and all kinds of stuff. So what you're doing with the opening is you're trying to connect with your listener. Did I freeze?
You stuttered a little bit.
No,
You
okay.
lagged.
Of course. All right. How much was lost?
Not much.
We got the
Surprisingly
idea.
not a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Reading music is seen as a mysterious and arcane, or reading music is often seen as a that first half of the first sentence there. Make it its own sentence. Make it its own thing. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art. Connect with your listener. Start off strong, and if you begin strong, it's going to carry all the way through. So just give that one half right there a little bit more life, and you'll probably have fixed a lot of what people are hearing.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Okay. What did y'all think of that one?
Better read. Don't worry. I fumbled at the end too.
But also, you'll sabree, you know.
Definitely had, again, the casual down. You felt more confident in it. Again, yeah, you did stumble at the end, but you brought it back too. You brought it back really, really easily. So good job.
Yeah, you lost a sheet of paper. So I totally did not hear you. I could not visualize you reading that off a screen or paper this time. So good job.
All right.
So I liked where you were going with it. It's just too fast.
I knew it. I knew it. Every time that I try to slow down, it sounds like I'm reading it. And every time that I don't try to slow down, every time I don't try to sound like I'm reading it, I speed up too much. That's always it.
Well, this time, slow it down a little bit more. I like the tone that you're going for, but you got to control that pace.
All right. You want me to go again?
Absolutely.
All right. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Yeah, there you go.
All
now
right.
You're on target.
I can be slow sometimes.
It's not about being slow. It's just about being able to control your pace.
Sure.
So one of the things that people don't tend to realize when it comes to controlling their pace, I'm not saying that this is a problem for you. I'm just this is a general piece of information, is that you tend to control your pace better when lengthening vowel sounds. That's
Hmm.
usually where the speed up and the slowdown happens because consonants aren't really drawn out. Like it's really difficult to draw out a T, right? But the vowels are how you can elongate words and keep your tone more in control.
Right.
So I'm happy with that. What do you all think? We
Scared it
got
was going
some.
to be performing at the very beginning, but there was nothing to worry about.
Yeah. All in all, again, good job.
Thank you.
Now that we've had a bunch of awkward and silent thumbs up and head nods, we'll go ahead and move along. Way to go, Alex. All right.
Thanks.
Leonard, you're up.
Okay. My wife's alarm is going off in the background. Do you hear it?
Very
No.
quietly, but it's
I'll go
fine.
turn it off.
Okay.
So if I want a career doing legal tags, I can just speed read through everything.
Actually, fun fact, most of those legal tags are sped up in post.
Yes, you read one sentence at a time, clearly and concisely. Then
Mhm.
each one is strung together and sped up.
Yep.
The
Yep.
one thing I had going for me, gone.
I did legal tags once for Boot Barn way back when, and yeah, that's what they do. They will they'll have you read it very clearly, very concisely, and then not only will they cut out all the breaths, they'll actually stitch the sentences together so you interrupt yourself. It's really weird sounding. Anyway, Leonard,
Okay.
you're up.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised at how fluent you become.
Okay, opening it up. What did you all think?
Not sure whether it's Zoom or not, but I heard a couple of words being crunched together. Some I liked, some I didn't.
Okay.
We'll show you. I like that. That's a good conversational. But instead of little black dots, I heard little whack dots.
Same.
heard that too, yeah.
Okay, that was Zoom.
All right.
That's for
It
But
had a
me.
I'll give
very
you another read.
Hey Leonard, I love your pre delivery. You remind me of a former pitcher I used to play with, man. I love the way you get yourself psyched up and how you do a mental prep for it. Excellent.
Thank
I'm
you.
impressed.
It's interesting because you started off very personable, and I started to hear you reading towards the end. Like, so being able to maintain that casual character all the way through, I think is something that you could work on. But it was great. Otherwise, it
Okay.
was fun. Yeah.
The energy and your pitch along with it were very bouncy. Uh, it was very like the tone would shift down and up and down and up and down and
Okay.
up, and I think that was a character choice for you. Like you maybe chose to do that, and I think that it really fit if we're going for something like being encouraging to children, then that bouncing energy is
Hmm.
really
But it
good.
might get annoying if I do it for 3 hours.
Maybe I don't know if other people heard that though.
Well, let's hear it. Why don't you try slowing it down and smoothing it out a little bit?
Okay. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised at how fluent you've become.
Okay, what'd you all think? Better? Worse? The same?
The pitch of that did level out a lot. It came back a little bit more at the end for me, but a lot of it was less bouncy, and I liked that because it got more conversational to me.
Thank
That
you.
last part of that sentence. How surprised are you going to be that they're surprised? Are you delivering that as a matter of fact, or are you delivering that as a bit of wonder, or with a little bit of knowledge that your journey has demystified how to read music?
My view on it is I'm not surprised because I know that they'll be a little bit surprised, but I've taught a whole bunch of other people before and I know the trajectory.
I would like to have a little dad energy there. You will be
Okay.
surprised how fluent you become.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to do it like that.
Okay.
Okay. This time with more dad energy whenever you're ready, Leonard.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised at how fluent you've become.
Yeah, I like that. That sounded more e-learning-ish to me, which is where we're going.
Yeah, it sounded a lot more approachable. I really like that delivery.
Thank you.
Anybody else agree, disagree, anything?
That's spot on.
Cool.
Thanks for the directions.
Moving right along to Swan.
Hello. Okie dokie.
Whenever you're ready, go for it.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy-to-follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Swan, what kind of VO do you want to get into?
Actually, video game.
Okay. Have you taken much coaching and training?
I have. Well, I've taken a lot of classes.
Okay.
I haven't done any one-on-one, but yeah.
Okay.
Why do you?
Because well, it's because this sounded more like, I can tell you want to get into video games because this sounded very much so like a tutorial narration.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Which is kind of what e-learning is, right? I mean, come on.
So this
Kind of.
It's
What I
tutorials
mean by
for, like,
that,
and I did
yeah, exactly.
commercial
It's
real-
IRL tutorials.
So I haven't done like I did a workout for a commercial. That's the first time I did that, and this is my
Okay.
first time doing e-learning. So
Mhm.
I've
Okay,
only been
okay.
focusing, on character work.
Okay. Well, all voiceover work is character work. Again, I'll die on that
true.
hill.
That's what I discovered. I discovered that during our commercial thing. I was like, wait a minute. It's like, yeah.
So, are you nervous?
I guess a little bit. Yeah, I know that I sped through it, especially.
You leave the directions to us.
Oh, all right.
We are your directors. You are the performer. All I asked is if you felt nervous.
A touch.
Okay, cool. You see? Much easier. That's okay. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath. Take a moment before if you have to. But again, you are talking to one person, and this person is really confused when they look at this thing that you can guide them through. You know exactly how to break it down, and you know exactly how to solve their issues and make it not as scary for them. So you want this to be really approachable to this person.
Okay.
So talk to one person and really invite them in to not being as scared.
Yeah, that's my big direction was going to be slow down. Because I mean, if you're teaching some beginner at that speed, they're going to be totally lost.
My big direction would be to exude more confidence. And all you have to do to give it a little bit more confidence is to give it a smile. That puts the listener at ease that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think one of my coaching lessons with Everett Oliver, he had me make index cards. Relax, confidence, slow down. Put it right behind your mic, and every time you read something, you're gonna look at that. It relaxes you because it's a cue card, and once you see it, it's gonna make it happen. You could try it.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe consider doing some kind of a lead-in.
Actually, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like I was just thinking, if I were to read this again, maybe doing all right, look, reading music, etc., just to sort of get me into that character. Maybe that could help you as well.
Okay, so to summarize everything that you've gotten so far, you kind of got a shotgun there. Let's go ahead and bring it down a little bit. So be mindful of who you are and who you're talking to and the emotions you want them to feel. Give yourself a lead in and slow it down whenever you're ready.
Hey, so reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Okay, so that was your previous read, but clearer.
Yeah, it still felt fast.
It was the exact same thing, but you were just enunciating more.
Okay.
Okay. Besides voiceover, what is something that you're like really passionate about and you love talking to people about? Because for me, if you can't tell behind me, board games. I could go on and on about board games all freaking day.
I guess art.
You guess?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not sure?
A number of things. I don't know.
So then let's say that you're walking down the street or you're in a social function and you hear like two people talking about a subject and you're like, I know that topic. Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about that. What is that?
Well, I mean, so like stuff that I'd get passionate about would be, I guess, like the writer's strike or like the AI, things like that.
Okay.
I don't think that those are exactly hobbies, and it kind of has like an angry vibe. So I don't know if I want to channel that, but that is something.
Well, no. So what I want you to draw on though, here's the thing. Yes, they may have a more of a negative connotation, but what I want you to draw on though is the emotions that you feel when you come across somebody who's interested in that as well.
Okay.
If you've ever had a really good conversation with somebody about those things, that's the kind of emotion that I want you to draw on. Like, hey, this is something I know. Let's talk.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, it's a really good point, Alex. You mentioned that you want to act in video games. Do you enjoy them? Do you play them on your own?
I do, yeah, a little bit.
I dabble.
I feel like I dabble a little bit less than I used to, but I'm kind of getting.
Okay.
I'm like really new to voiceover, so.
So what the reason why we're going into this is because you're using tonally. You're doing a lot of what we refer to here as down notes.
Okay.
Here's an example. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Do we want to be going up?
No. What you do is you stifle your emotional expression that way. And it doesn't matter how you lead up. If you end off on down notes, it immediately stifles the emotion.
Got it.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, See what I mean? Do you hear what that does to the read? It creates this like immediate tonal stop. And we don't want that because that's not often how we communicate to each other, particularly about something that we want to teach to someone else. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art. You know, give it some more time, some more life. Let it breathe a little bit more. Just let's just hear you start it off. Just read that first half of that first sentence up until art.
Yeah. And you can use down notes, just don't use them all the time.
Yeah, so it's like increase my musicality. Is that sort of what you mean, Michael?
Yeah, let's hear that. Go ahead and go with that. I'd like to hear what that means to you with this first sentence.
Okay. So, reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, just the first part of the first sentence or
Yeah,
the full?
just the first part of the first sentence. Yep. Okay. How did you feel when reading that? What were you feeling?
I think I started to worry that I was getting too performative, adding too much musicality in. As I guess as you can kind of sense when I talk, I kind of
Absolutely.
do a lot of down notes. So trying to add musicality into it, I guess. Again, it sort of feels forced when I'm reading a script. So I think it's a bit difficult to make it like the way that the words are formatted feels very scripty to me. And that's, I think, my difficulty.
Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. Ultimately, you aren't the final arbiter of that about
Mhm.
your performance.
Okay.
Because 99% of what we do as a voice actor is we interpret the script and its meanings. Whoever listens to the script is the one who ultimately decides what is the read that they want versus the read that they don't. Now, there are things that you can do that are objectively wrong in voiceover. It isn't quite as, that isn't quite as common. But ultimately, you're trying to service your client. Like whatever the client requests, that's your goal. Now, whether that feels right to you or not is kind of completely irrelevant. It's all about what it is that the client is asking for.
Mhm.
So in this back and forth, I'm playing the part of the client, you're playing the part of the actor, and I am making it known that what I want to hear is more of that musicality, is more of the tonal changes and playing around with things a little bit more. Now, letting go of that of that desire for perfection, because believe me, everybody does it. But we have a rule here on the mic check. We actually have two, and specifically for when you are performing, when you have a job. And those are the Dan rule and the Nephilim rule. So these are named after previous attendees to the mic check. And what you have been doing is a clear violation of the Dan rule.
Okay.
So what the Dan rule states is that when you are up to perform, you do not critique yourself.
Okay.
You
Get
leave the
out.
critique. You leave the critique to whomever it is that is directing you. Bring your own choices in life to it. But the more you judge yourself along the way throughout your read, the less of a read you're actually going to have.
Okay.
So actually in Twitch, we have a really, really good comment here. Try reading without your headphones,
Ah, okay.
because that's
All right.
really going to get rid of your ability to self-critique.
Okay.
So go ahead, give us a full read, top to bottom, no headphones.
All right. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
All right, I like that style. I like that tone. I like that delivery. I don't like that speed. Slow the expletive, delete it down.
That was tonally a lot better, though.
Yeah, I took
Agreed.
the musicality in a lot more, so. But the
Who are
speed,
you? Who are you talking to?
that time I was narrating. Previously, I was talking to people. This time, I was reading it as if I was narrating. So
Okay, I kind of heard that. I prefer you to talk to somebody.
When you say people, did you have specific people in mind, or was it like a group of people, or
uh,
just miscellaneous?
in the second one, I was specifically speaking to someone who is perhaps younger than me, like a sibling or a friend sibling, something like that, to kind of bring it to like a hey, it's totally cool. You can get into this.
Hmm.
Why don't you try this? Maybe have you ever given directions to somebody like driving at all? Like go down Main Street, make a left, go down to 8th Street, make a right. Like you're giving actual like car directions.
That's interesting. Yeah, the answer is yes, but that's an interesting way to approach
Try
it.
it that way, and you're gonna slow down. And it worked for me. Maybe it might work for you. Just make believe there's no GPSs in the world. Like you actually have to look at an atlas. A lot of the old timers can bring in I've pre cell phones.
That feeling back when
Pre-computer.
MapQuest, Yahoo
Oh
Maps.
my God,
Yeah,
printing out MapQuest.
actually writing directions down.
Writing directions down. Okay, so to read it like writing directions down.
Like you're explaining to somebody how to get to a hamburger joint. You're not gonna go fast. Okay, go down 2 blocks, make a left on 8th. When you get to 8th, you make a left. When you're at 9th, you're gonna make another right. That's basically it. Like slow down and a little more say feeling into it.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to keep these on this time, but I'm going to have my monitoring off.
Take your headphones off.
I'm going to leave them on this time just
Are you
to
move on?
yeah. But I can't hear myself, so all right. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become. All right, thoughts?
Hey, that's my line.
Whose line
All
is it
right.
anyway?
All right, thoughts?
He has that
Okay,
copyrighted.
depending on the director, some directors are going to direct you into the musicality, others will direct you out of it. I think this was a good step for you, given the subject matter, and of course, it is music, so of course, we want to have some musicality in the delivery. I liked it. I don't think you need to change anything.
Yeah.
For me, it kind of lost the conversational part.
Same.
It didn't
Same.
sound natural to me.
Mm-hmm.
I most definitely got AI vibes from that.
You're welcome. Hello there.
Don't insult her.
It made me really curious because you want to go for video game. It made me really curious how far you could take this into a character. Like if
Oh, interesting.
I heard you say mysterious and arcane with not a whole lot of impact in them, and I wondered like if you were voicing a spooky little ghost in some kid's game, how would you voice this? And then could you scale that back into something that's more realistic for e-learning?
Oh my god, that's tough.
Hmm.
Performative nature of this. I
I'm
could read this as a character, man, but
I'm
Hey,
not saying I'm not
You know
saying
what?
you necessarily need to do that. It's just what I was thinking when I heard it.
Ooh, you could be the ghost of a piano player. Ooh.
Oh, you know what? I'm really liking this. I'd like to hear that, Reed.
Okay, well, let's see.
And I would prefer you do it without the headphones on. I feel your delivery came off much more natural when you didn't have the headphones on.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. So, like Casper the Friendly Ghost. That's what we're going for. All right. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, But it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become. That was way too fast again, but.
Dan rule violation, excuse me. You leave that to us.
Yeah, you don't get to tell that, but you're right.
I know I'm right.
That was the only thing. That was the only thing, the speed. But like besides that, in my opinion, that was like the best one outside of speed. Because like I felt you were talking to someone, I felt there was actual emotion, and like I said, outside the speed, you were clear and concise.
I definitely didn't get a character though. It was very much so detached narration.
I tried to keep it. I tried to take a character and dial it back. So.
Oh, I wanted to hear full force
Oh, yeah.
character.
Full force.
Full force
have you
character.
ever done-
Whatever it is, like if you have, because I mean, we're all actors here. We all have multiple personalities living in our heads. So if you have one that you kind of like default to, or that you tend to find yourself playing around with at certain times, and you can clearly see them, use that.
Okay.
Give them a situation. See, one of the things that separates really, really good character acting versus a narration read is how much context you give yourself.
Okay.
Well, I had a really interesting experience working on an audition with another actress who she was playing this character who kind of had this like predatory vibe about her. And one of the things that really helped her transform her read was I asked her, what was going on around her? What was happening in the room? What was she holding on to? What was she wearing? So she had to fill in all of these details, and she had to give herself all of these little bits and pieces of context so she could feel how her character was moving. She could see what they were doing. And it really did transform her read. So I want you to do the same thing. I want you to give yourself a character and give yourself a situation. Don't tell us what the situation is. You don't need to list everything out. Be in that world. Inhabit their skin for that period of time when you're delivering this, and see if we can get it. Let us hear it in your voice, exactly what's going on around you.
The direction I would add there is be much more specific on who you're talking to. I would suggest talking to somebody who's brand new to music, a bit nervous, maybe a little younger than you are, and you want to be reassuring to them.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Okay.
There was a big increase in emotion in that read.
Yeah, there was.
Okay, cool.
So I'm not asking you how you think you did. I'm asking you, how did you feel?
I was going to answer the incorrect way.
Yeah, I know you were. That's why I preempted.
I'm stopping as best I can. How did I feel?
How did you feel?
I feel like I'm in therapy now.
Kind of.
And how did that make you feel?
It was... again, I keep wanting to use the wrong adjective. It was okay. It felt like I was...
No,
I was
I'm not asking.
visualizing a character.
I'm not asking how it felt. I'm asking how you felt.
How I felt.
It's a I know you probably don't get questioned like this quite a bit. I like to do this, unfortunately, for many people. But yeah, no, I'm asking because what you gave to us. Let me preempt the question with something, or I guess post-empt it, if that's even a thing. What you gave us this time around was much more engaged. It was much more of a personality in that read. It wasn't charactery or performative. It had personality. So what my ultimate goal is to get you to reflect on what it is you felt for that read, what got you into that mindset, so that you can take that and put it in your back pocket as a tool you can use in the future in case you want to throw out a different kind of read entirely. So figuring out what was going on with you, how you felt, and how you can tap into that is going to be a really, really strong tool for you to really just change up everything in your read in the future.
Okay.
Because what you gave to us, again, lots of personality in this one. I think everybody here could say, at least I would hope, again, I'm open to disagreement, but at least I would hope that everybody would say that that was a really solid read. That was really approachable. I could listen to that read for a long period of time because you gave that much more personality than there was in previous reads. So I'm asking you how you felt so that you can reflect a little bit on what did bring you to that point. Maybe it's not super clear. That's totally fine. But that is a tool that I would hope all of us would use in our own performances. Is if there is something that sticks out to other people as especially good, that's something that we need to take note of in our own minds because we can use that as a tool in the future.
Yeah. I loved everything about that read except for one thing, and it's been sticking out like a sore thumb for me in all of your reads, and it's that word "and."
Okay.
Those little black dots, and in a short time he'll be. It just does not sound natural to me.
To me, that's how I punctuate it. I would have put
Okay.
yeah. I would have put a comma after dots, and I would have kept the comma after and, because grammatically that would have been correct.
Okay. If that is how you naturally deliver it, then ignore me. It's good.
I appreciate that. That's good to know because if that is too much focus, I can definitely keep that in mind. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what if other people also have an issue with it, then maybe we'll do another read of that sentence, and if not, then we're good.
If we're going to do another read of that sentence, we might as well start from the top because there's not a whole lot to this script.
I mean, I'm happy to do so, but I feel bad because like we've been.
Oh no. So here's the thing. A lot of the times, much of these meetings are always front loaded. It usually takes a lot longer at the beginning, but everybody else afterwards goes pretty quick because we get a lot of discussion out there. Lots of discussion out there. So it's fine. Don't feel pressured or anything. Use the time that you need. For this next read, and yes, you're going to do one more, and this will be the last one. Grammatically, just move the comma from after and to after dots.
Move the comma only after dots. So remove
yeah.
Okay.
So from and, so remove it from and put it after dots. How to decode those little black dots? And in a short time. So make and in a short time one little phrase.
Okay. And in a short time. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So headphones off, character, everything. Go for it.
Let's have it flow. That's too late.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. Gonna start from the top. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy-to-follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
That's the read.
Awesome.
That's the one. Also, you violated the other rule that I didn't go over, so...
the Nephilim rule.
It's the Nephilim rule. The Nephilim rule is you do not apologize for your read either before, during, or after.
The word sorry is banned unless it's part of the script.
No, it's banned in the script too.
I have a question because so for the last two reads, you said find a character or like, be a character or whatever it was. I was imagining a character from a video game that ends up being the tutorial character. So how would you say that that differs from my very first one? Because you said that it sounds like I'm doing like a tutorial.
Oh no, you still sounded like a tutorial. Don't get
Okay.
me wrong. That
Okay.
that unfortunately that sound didn't change, but you had more personality to it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the tutorial read was still there, but the thing is it was more egregious at the beginning because it was a tutorial without quite as much personal involvement. This time you really changed it up. So the tutorial sound was still there, but the personality really overtook it, and it's much easier to listen to that way.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No,
If
thank
I
you.
can, if I can throw this out, there's different levels of tutorial sound because sometimes you'll have like the robotic voice that says hold X to fly, and then sometimes you'll have like, all right, Spyro, hold X to fly, and those are both tutorials.
Right.
But one of them has way more personality.
Right. I was kind of going for a character that does the latter. So, but
Yeah.
The difference actually reminded me of in the 2018 release of God of War when Freya is walking the main cast through the Tyr's temple, and they're talking about how realm travel works. She goes on and on and on. It's a big, long, just info dump tutorial. But the thing is she's got a personality to her the entire time that's really easy to follow, and it makes sense in context the way that she did it. Your read kind of reminded me of that. So I'm not so sure if you're familiar with that. Maybe you're not, unfortunately, because God of War is probably the ultimate textbook on video game voice acting, and you really should at least watch some things from it because it is unbelievable how good the performances are. But that's what I was reminded of. Just a specific little thing there. Anyways, moving right along, Kimbo, you're up. Thank you, Swan.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD and how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Okay, opening it up. What did you all think?
Sonic.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a part where it sounded like you were kind of running out of breath too. So, but anyway, I'd say just slow down, give us another read, and then we'll critique from there.
Okay.
I think you can also, probably following into that, you can take some breaths in between some of the sentences. So I feel like you were trying to really just marathon through everything, make sure that you can get through everything in one read. So.
It had a very anxious energy like that.
It's like your mom told you a grocery list, and you're like, okay, gotta remember the CD and the easy to follow lessons. Okay, okay.
Obviously, I'm not the poster child for being able to speak very slowly, but a tip that I've been given before is focus on the first two words and slow them way down, and it'll set the tone for the rest of the speed. So focus on slowing those two down, and then the rest will slow down.
Okay. Do I go? Okay. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD and how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
There's like small gaps in between certain words that I hear.
Yeah, and that was my thought too. There's some weird pauses in there that don't quite sound like a natural delivery.
I think it sounds more like you need to find different spots to take a breath, because that's what it kind of sounded like to me. I don't think you were emphasizing it, but I'm also kind of reading what Michael said. So, you were always having that pattern of going and leading into it.
Yes. My suggestion for the next read is to gesture more. Try to gesture through the whole thing, whatever gestures come naturally to you, but stay in motion and see what that does to your delivery. It might make it more animated.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
That was an improvement.
Yeah.
In the last line, what do you okay, I'm hoping that you have a character that you are, and there is a character that you are speaking to, a person that you are and a person that you're speaking to. How do you feel for the person that you're talking to when you deliver that last bit? You'll be surprised how fluent you become.
Excited to see their improvement, I guess.
That's great. Try to make that excitement come through the words. You'll be surprised, you know? We're getting a lot of, like, matter of fact, you will be surprised how quickly you improve. It would be nice to have the emotions that your character is feeling for that other character.
Okay.
Yeah, the next note I was going to have is tell us about this person that you're talking to. Who are they? And if you don't have a clear image, well, you can say that too.
Myself, because I'm like envisioning like how my brother would explain something to me, I guess.
Okay.
See, so what I noticed is adding in the gestures made you start off a lot stronger, but you're losing that emotional space as you progress through the script. So you start off really well. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way, you know. But as you go into that second sentence, it starts becoming really like focused and really ready. So the easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD and how to read music will show you how to decode. You see, it kind of drops. So let's break it up a little bit. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD, give yourself a little space there, just so that each one of those kind of has a room to breathe. In how to read music, will show you how to decode those little black dots, because that's the point, right? Show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become. Right? Like you want to be excited for this person. Like, yeah, you'll be surprised. It's actually way easier than you think.
Okay.
So, and when you need to take a breath, please take a breath. You don't need to push yourself on through. If you do, I guarantee you, whoever's going to be your director is going to ask you to retake it. So if you're running out of breath, just stop, take the breath, evaluate where you need to do so in the future. But yeah, relax. You've got this. Go for it.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What did you all think of that?
Love the end. The end was great.
Very
Excellent.
nice.
Definitely.
She takes direction very well.
Much
Yes.
better. Best
Yeah.
read so far.
Nice
It
energy.
could
Very
use
good.
some fine tuning, but it was a massive improvement.
Yeah.
Really good.
Did that feel different to you? Did you apply that other feeling? Because it sounded like you did, and it really came through quite well.
Yeah, seeing where to put the spaces helped because after I okay, so when you read it, I kind of like following in a way,
Mhm.
and so to see where to put the spaces so that I can breathe really helped.
Yeah, and again, not only that, but the emotion that you added to it, carrying through to the end, was really, really good. It was solid. That was a really solid read. So go ahead and do it one more time.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Okay, opening it up. How was that one?
Still good, but a little bit fast.
And on the last sentence, wait a second. Let me look back at the script to make sure it's not multiple. Yeah, the and on the last sentence that's connected to in a short amount of time. There was that small little space there, but I feel like it still worked.
It definitely sped up. It kept a lot of the good elements, but it definitely sped up.
Yeah. So what that shows me is that you got a little bit more comfortable with that read, just that much more comfortable. Because whenever you start getting comfortable with something, you start doing it really, really fast. So I love the emotional space that you added to it. I don't want to I don't know if going back through and doing it one more time is really going to help out, because I think you've got it down. But I'm gonna leave that to everybody else as well. What do you all think? Should Kimbo do it one more time, or should we move on? Because I think we've got a solid read out of Kimbo. I think that the not this last one, but the one previous, really, really good.
Yeah, I think you're just pushing it at
Do
this point.
you want to do another read, Kimbo, or you can?
It's up to you guys. I
Okay.
like the learning.
Remember, we're acting as the director here, so that's our call. Because again, I think if this was an actual directed session, we would have had that previous read in the bag, and this is just for fun now because you nailed it. I feel.
Yeah, I was just like, if she's just like itching to be like, oh man, I want to nail it, then like I'd be, but otherwise I'm fine.
All right, then let's just go ahead and move along because I think Kimbo, you did a fantastic job applying the directions with that second to last read.
Thank you.
No problem. Justin, you're up.
Okay. Guys, can you hear me okay? I was fiddling with my mic, changing some settings.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, you sound
Okay.
good.
Okay, great. Okay. Hey, I get it. Reading music is often seen as mysterious. Hey, I get it. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovating accompanying CD in, the easy to follow lessons and innovating accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Performance wise, I think you're where you need to be with this one. The only thing that I want you to retake it to smooth out the pronunciation a little bit.
Yeah.
Innovative accompanying CD.
Innovative
Accompanying CD. That was the major hang up that I heard. But I'm also going to open it up because I'm not the only one here. So, what did you all think?
I had similar thoughts.
Who are you talking to?
Talking to someone young, just staring confused with a confused look on his face, looking at a sheet of music, and I'm trying to comfort him.
Okay.
Are you doing
Sounds good.
anything? Are you doing anything while you comfort him?
I was imagining putting my hand on his shoulder, but I wasn't actually doing it in the performance.
What if you pick up a copy of How to Read Music and put it on the stand in front of him so that he can take that home and learn from it? Just, to create more of a mental image in your head, taking this product that you're suggesting and actually having it in the scene with you, in the moment with you, and saying, "Here, look at this. This is going to help you." Though, if you're happy with how your performance is going already, then don't worry about that.
Well, if we're happy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If the first director to speak was happy.
First director to speak is happy.
Oh, moving right along. Blah blah blah.
No, you are the director. If you want Justin to try something different, have him try something different.
I do think that visualizing having the book there, because this is I assume this is a book that has a CD with it, putting that book up on the music stand so you can say, "Hey, look, everything you need is right here." I think having that visualization in your head is going to help with the read.
Yeah, and if it's a young person these days, we'll skip the part where you describe to them what a CD is and what it does, because everybody knows no one has any idea what those do anymore. So we'll just assume that they already know. Let's try that whenever you're ready.
Okay. But this would mean a bit more ad libs. That
No, so the thing is I think what Alex is trying to direct you to do is envision yourself interacting with the scene around you. So pick up the book. Hey, in How to Read Music, which is the book that you've held up, and you're putting it in front of them. We'll show you how to decode the little black dots.
okay. All right. Okay. Just gonna do it. Okay. Hey, I get it. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. Here, the easy to follow lessons in innovating the easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
All right, opening it up. What did
I
y'all
love
think of
how
that?
CDs are innovative now.
We've gone back around.
They make good drink coasters.
Yeah,
That's what the AOL login CDs were all for.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
I am not hearing the confidence that I would like to hear from
Yeah.
you. Justin.
Yeah, I think you can up the engagement, whatever that means.
Okay. And up the confidence. Okay.
Yeah, and be sure that this is going to solve this guy's problem.
Okay. Even more confidence. Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
And the CD is a QR code.
Yeah. There's so many useless words before CD. Okay. Hey, I get it. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
All right, opening it up.
Well, I heard the engagement. I like that part. I still think there's some syllables getting dropped there. Like the innovative accompanying CD.
The last
That's a
V
tough one for you, I think.
last V on innovative tends to drop.
Yeah, and I also heard decode those little black dots, and I don't know if that was just the internet, but that's what I heard.
Yeah.
It might have been just the internet, but I heard him.
Yeah, I
Okay.
heard decode.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're good.
Innovative accompanying CD.
Yeah, and it has to roll off your tongue naturally. That's the hard part.
Innovative accompanying CD.
Do you do the cork trick?
The what trick?
The cork trick.
I don't know what the cork trick.
So you take a wine cork, or if you have something of a similar size, you put that between your teeth, and you try to say something a few times, and it makes it very difficult to enunciate. And so that sort of trains your mouth so that when you remove it, you're able to enunciate more easily. Sometime off mic, that might be able to help you.
I've heard of that as a pencil trick, but same idea.
Sure.
Okay.
But it seems like you're getting a lot of the character, the confidence, the tone, and even the pace of this. But what we're lacking is clear enunciation.
Yeah, just say innovative accompanying CD slowly 10 times and then just read it.
Innovative accompanying CD. Accompanying CD.
Yeah, the thing is not this last read, but the read before, I actually thought was really, really solid. Again, the only issue that I have, it's not an acting issue personally here. It's just that enunciation right there. Innovative accompanying CD.
Innovative accompanying CD. Yeah.
So just the easy to follow lessons and innovative you see, it's happening to me too. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But if we can get just one solid read,
that one is a mouthful.
Yeah.
I think just from the easy to follow lessons to little black dots, just that section.
Or the second sentence onwards.
Yeah, up until just before up until and we don't need to read beyond that.
So stop at those little black dots?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots.
Yeah. That's it. I'm good. We're getting some silent nods from everybody else. Leonard hasn't unmuted, and so I think we're okay.
Yeah, it'll do.
Ship it.
Well, that was quite an innovative and accompanying read.
Innovative accompanying read.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, just
put it all
again,
together.
like your instincts on the emotional space and on the performance and delivery, just right off the bat, was really good. It really solid. I can tell that because I know you recently went through some there was some script analysis training that you told me about, and as well as some other experience that you've had, particularly behind the camera, that I think really helped you out with this one. You seem to be. It seems to be easier for you to get into a scene and see what's going on around you than before, and you're showing that every time as you read these scripts and as you approach them, you're able to find that comfortable, natural sound for yourself easier and easier. So yeah, I think again the biggest nit we had to pick was the pronunciation there, which you got, and we're good to go because performance is spot on, right where it needed to be.
Great, thank you. I was a little worried about the sounding performative, but I just kind of tossed the thought away and just went for it.
Yeah, you don't get to tell us that.
Again, though, it did not sound performative.
Okay,
So,
cool. Thank you.
moving right along. Roddy, you're up.
Hmm. Yeah, reading music is often seen as mysterious and yeah, reading music yeah, reading music is often seen as a mysterious and anarchic arcane. Yeah, reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CDs and how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you become.
So I can tell the mess ups at the beginning were really throwing you off.
For some reason.
Because, well, the thing is it's again, it's okay to mess up, but like these seem to really get under your skin because as you continued and you got into the script that you were more comfortable with, your delivery and performance was fine. Like I really liked your emotional space towards the end of the read.
Yeah.
But I think the one of the things that you need to focus on, and Nancy is
Yes.
really going to drill this into your head in one way or another, is how to just leave behind and move past the mess ups. Because I mean, you can't let them hold you back for your other performances. Again, you've shown that you have a good grasp of the emotional space you need to be in here, and your performance shows that it's solid. But you're really letting the mess ups get under your skin. So you have to really double down on applying the Dan rule. Not saying you broke it, even though you might have, but you really got to double down on applying the Dan rule and just let it go. Just be the performer and move forward.
Yeah, my thought was the rest of it was fine. It was only the first sentence that was giving you a lot of trouble. So use the last sentence as your lead in.
There you go.
Again from the top.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's try without this. Yeah. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD and how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you become.
Let's see. Disagree with me if I've missed something here, but stumbly towards the end. I don't know what threw you off, but something did throw you off. And really, really fast. You were blazing right through that. Did
Which
anybody
usually
else?
helps make you stumble.
Yeah, generally. Opening it up. What did you all think?
I think the speed was okay, but maybe yeah, the lot of awkward pauses towards the end, especially the pause between how and fluent.
I
Yeah,
know that we're going
it's.
for. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were first.
Okay, I know we're going for casual, and that's something that's generally really pushed in these sorts of reads is very very casual, but it sounded more tired than casual to me, kind of almost sleepy, really. I don't know if that was just me hearing that, but it really it felt like someone at doing their last lesson of the day, and they've had to say this a few times already. You know, they've been talking to people about this for a few hours, and they're gonna get through it. They're gonna say all of it, but it just felt tired to me.
Okay. Here's something that I want you to try, Roddy. I'm going to give you specific points in the script that you have to use your body to emote at. And I want you to emote on every single one of them, okay?
Yeah.
So, mysterious and arcane. It doesn't matter if it's the same thing, but emote on both of those. But it doesn't have to be that way. Have to. Give half to something. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD, hold both of those up. Do something with both of those. The innovative lessons and or the easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots. So those are the main points. Mysterious and arcane doesn't have to be that way. And then easy to follow lessons, innovative accompanying CD. Again, if it's the same one on each one, that's fine, but just emote with them. Use your body. I want to see your hands come up. I need to see you reach in and channel a little bit of Matteo, the inner Italian you've got going. You know, use the hands to communicate to.
Gonna say on stage, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, seriously. Seriously. You can't separate these that much. Yes, you do have to for most cases, but using your body isn't one of those.
Mhm. Yeah. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and the innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in the short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
That was really good.
Waiting for the headphones to come back
Yep.
on and go for it.
That was very very good. You kept a lot of that very laid back energy, but it went from just being to me sleepy to being just a different character than what other people were presenting, and it was a far more laid back character, and I liked that.
There you go, Roddy. Use your body. Come on, it rhymes. Of course it would rhyme. It has to
Why?
stick now. That's gonna be if we ever work on another audition again, that's what I'm gonna tell you. Roddy, use your body. It's gonna be annoying.
Come on, Roddy, use your body.
Oh my god, I was thinking that too. Why was I also thinking that? God dang it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that completely transformed your read. It completely transformed it. It gave you a lot more personality, a lot more life. And yeah, that was exactly what we were looking for. So good job.
It's always the very beginning.
But yes, that's the thing. That is the thing. When it comes to a script, if you do not start strong, you don't continue strong. Like somebody's immediately going to think, that didn't sound quite right. And 99% of the time, it's usually because it started off weak. Whatever that means in whatever situation it's in, but that's usually what it means. So yes, starting off strong, super important.
Yeah. And again, if your ending is good, use the last sentence or the last bit of the last sentence as your lead-in.
But how?
It's just wrap it right back around.
Okay. So it's
again,
just a
like,
loop.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it would be like,
Okay.
you'll be surprised at how fluent you've become. Reading music is often seen.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously. Like we've actually done that before on the mic checks in the past. If somebody was really confident with like the second half, we would literally have them read all the way through, wait till we got to the end, and then immediately they would go right back up to the top. It works. It works shockingly well.
Noted.
So, options, things to use. Anyway, moving right along. Well, if you weren't sick of hearing my voice, I'm up to read. I get it. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become. Opening it up.
Sounds like you've been working on this for the past hour. The only thing that I noticed was, and I don't even think that I've been listening specifically for this to anyone else, but you hit decode a little fast, and so if I wasn't reading along and I was hearing it for the first time, it would take me just an extra moment to process what that was. I think maybe clearing that up, but otherwise it was a very good read. Obviously, you know, you've been practicing and advising people on this, giving them reads, and so
I'm just opinionated, that's all.
I like
Yeah.
where we're going here. What's take two?
Take two is being a little bit clearer with decode. I don't know. Do you want me to just make a? Do you want me to just come up with something completely different for it?
Let's just say we've created a talking musical note. How would you voice that guy?
A
Clippy.
talking musical note.
He can be as erudite or not, as you want.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what a more charactery read sounds like for this one. Well, how's it going? Look, I get it. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots, and in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Oh, that's good. That's good for
that was a perfect Nickelodeon.
for yeah, elementary school,
Really
preschool. I like that.
It's like you're doing your best Sonic the Hedgehog impression.
Well, hi,
How
kids.
does Michael feel about Sonic the Hedgehog? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely
I mean,
tailored
don't
to a
sound.
younger audience. in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
performance.
yeah. When Jamie, when you pointed that out, I immediately thought younger audience. Like that's who I would need to focus on with that kind of a character.
Yeah, and I said what I said because I thought that was your default read, and that would book. That would, you know, you could turn that in and someone would be happy with it. But I wanted to know what else you had in you.
Well, there was that, apparently.
And that was good. That was also good.
Okay. Any particular performance things that anybody noticed, like to hear changed, anything like that?
No.
Yeah, you're good.
Do it
Here's
again.
why I
but
liked it.
better.
It was the right amount of friendliness, and it felt real. It didn't feel forced, and it didn't feel performative, which is a good part of the spec that everybody here is trying to respect. So I think you've got two solid takes here. I don't think you need to do any more.
The last one reminded me of Jimmy Neutron or Blue's Clues explaining kids of directions. It sounded great, Mike.
All right, cool. Well, as long as those reads worked, that's what matters. All right, Jamie, you are up.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy-to-follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Okay, opening it up. What did you all think?
Just such a Jamie read. Just very, very man. But I'm like, for some
What does that
reason,
even mean?
just the way that your voice like trails up and down. I guess he went for the very sing-songy sort of. I think the only
I'm
thing
in Music
I think,
City. I have to do that.
I think the only thing that I think sounded a little bit weird was maybe art, but everything else I think is it's different. Go ahead.
It ended on a down note. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, maybe it's just me, but if I got that on an e-learning thing, my reaction would be kind of like, okay, who is this weirdo?
Yeah, intimidating. Yeah, you sounded intimidating.
Intimidating.
Yeah, I don't know if that's quite the reaction that the directors would have you go for.
Shall we go again?
Yeah, because like I noticed you softened your tone towards the end, so it was like, I don't know, it's just a roller coaster.
I definitely got that professor personality from this, like quirky professor personality, which I don't know if that suits a e-learning, but I mean, I definitely got a sense of your character from that read.
Yeah, it definitely had character. Maybe dial down the eccentricity 3 notches and we'll be good.
Okay. Listen, bitches. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy-to-follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised at how fluent you've become.
Perfect.
I like the correction. Yeah, I liked Kimbo's face. The reaction was great.
Ship it with the lead-in.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I mean, that would definitely make the recording stick out if you shipped it with the lead.
Do
You
not.
said that in an audition.
Do not.
People will listen to you. I would. I mean, Jamie, I love what I hear from you regularly. I want to challenge you to try something that maybe you wouldn't, or that you probably wouldn't normally go for at the very beginning. I want you to direct this to a much more mature, older, serious audience. Somebody who maybe is a little bit farther on in their life, but is interested in learning how to play music.
Got it.
Yeah, I was thinking just a touch more reassuring too.
You ready? Hey, Meemaw. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. Look here. The easy-to-follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in How to Read Music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become. Any more brownies?
Oh man. I like that. It was very reassuring. It was a solid read and definitely a different take than what you normally give. And yeah, I can definitely tell you you live close to a music capital. You just have that musicality in your delivery. Which is there. It's
You're
just
in
natural.
Tennessee,
It's a
right?
Jamie thing.
Yeah. Music City.
Yep.
I'm a hot chicken and hotter bachelorettes.
Well, hey, again, I loved it. Yeah, I'm good. I don't know. Does anybody have any other feedback they'd like to give Jamie?
I really liked the pacing on that specifically. I felt that the flow and speed were very, very good.
Especially for the audience that you're looking to market to.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely readjusted your target audience quite well. Sounded good. All right. Last but not least, Barry, would you like to read
Ooh.
with us?
Yeah.
All
Let's do
right,
it.
let's hear it, man.
All right. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD and how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Yeah, that was a really solid first read.
Yeah,
I
we
love
started out
the
aspirational and then we kind of got into the reading bit of it, sort of more presentational. Now, if you could take your presentational energy and kind of smooth it out around the whole thing, I think you got something here.
I liked that you put that lift on doesn't have to be that way because it was very much challenge your assumptions. That was the input on that was challenge your assumptions. It doesn't have to be that way. I really liked that take on it.
Awesome, dude. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, so Jamie, you want Barry to sound more presentational throughout it, right?
Yeah, I would like a little bit more a friendly presentational. This is this is obviously a webinar. You're going to have a visual component to it, so I need you to make me the focus.
And hopefully you like Jamie.
I
And
will
if you
try.
don't, who cares?
You know,
That is your
Jamie's a
job.
handful, but I'm gonna do the best job I can.
That's okay. You're an actor. You're supposed to sound convincing,
actor.
regardless of whether or not you really feel that way. Whenever you're ready, man, from the top.
All right, Jamie. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD and how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Why are you in your up register like that?
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that too.
You are putting way too much air in your voice. Give me some bass.
All right.
Dan rule violation, by the way.
True,
What'd I do?
True. No,
No, you didn't do anything, Jamie.
I did it.
No, Dan rule
I
violation
agreed.
is
I
always on the
agreed
performer.
with you. I agreed with you.
Agreeing with me is always a mistake.
Yeah.
Agreeing is not
You
allowed.
trapped me. All right.
I heard this twice and like to bring it up for your feedback. When I heard you say art, it's I didn't really hear the T part that much. It sounded more like R instead of art. So I think if you can clean that up and vocalize that part more in the next read.
Cool. Yep.
This read was a lot faster than the first one, so I kind of like the speed of your first one a lot more. And then
Cool.
I was less so in this one because of the speed, but I know in the first one you had a long pause after how to read music, and that kind of pulled me out of that in that one. So just make sure that when you slow it down to kind of make sure that flows.
Okay. No.
I think as a result of that speed, so fixing the speed will probably fix this, but you kind of rushed through the last phrase. You'll be surprised how fluent you've become. The U's became y, So it was you'll be surprised how fluent you've become, kind of. I think slowing it down is
Okay.
going to fix that. So you don't need to think too much on it. Just be aware of your speed when you hit that point. And I agree that the
Sure.
first take speed was really good.
Cool. All right. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
I heard the art thing again.
You gave my
I
product
heard that
zero
too.
love.
Okay. I tried to
you
add
gave
more
my
bass
product
to it.
name. No. You just blew past my accompanying CD. We spent a lot of money on that. We've spent a lot of money on the accompanying CD in how to read music, especially the name, how to read music. You just blew right past it. I'm not saying stop everything and billboard it. I'm saying just kind of throw a little spotlight on it as you walk past it.
Makes sense.
Pacing was very good.
Cool.
Who are you talking to?
Ooh. This is for me. I'm talking to parents thinking of for their kids.
Okay. So I think with this one, in adding more bass, you removed more personality to do so.
Yeah.
Your expressiveness, your expressive nature, particularly in your previous read, which was really solid, the expressive nature was dulled, and that's not what we're looking for. I liked where you were performance wise before, but yeah, I did agree with Jamie. Like, bring it a little bit lower in the register, and just be really careful about art, because
All
it
right.
seems like you're trailing off pretty hard right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would suggest addressing not parents, but like your younger sister who's a little nervous or something like that.
Okay. Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art, but it doesn't have to be that way. The easy to follow lessons and innovative accompanying CD in how to read music will show you how to decode those little black dots. And in a short time, you'll be surprised how fluent you've become.
Oh, I like that.
You like that one, Jamie?
I do like that because I sense there was a little bit of a smile at the very end, and it kind of broke off into a laugh, and you can redo that one. But putting a smile on the end of it gives me the confidence that you know that once you show me this course, I can be able to read musical notes. That's the way it was to me. I don't know how it is for anybody else.
It definitely felt a lot more engaging to me, so I like that. The one thing that stuck out was you went really back high up in your register, which isn't necessarily a problem. It's just something I noticed.
That's just how that's my shortcut to engaging. I don't know.
I mean,
so the thing is,
are you
this,
when you're engaging in your normal speaking voice, like if you're answering a question?
I tend to go up higher when I'm explaining things. I notice
Okay.
that about myself.
Or when
I
you're
tend to do
excited.
that. Yeah,
See, the
or
thing
when
is,
I'm
is
excited. Yeah.
the thing is it kind of balanced out. You did push yourself a little higher into the register at the very beginning, but then you slowly came back down to a more, I guess, middle of the road tone. And
Okay.
the thing is because that's your natural speaking voice. That's the natural way that you approach these situations. I think it's fine. I really don't think it stuck out in a negative way. Again, I'm open to anybody disagreeing with me if you felt otherwise, but I mean, I really don't think it was that much of a problem. Not this time. I wanted to hear what you would do trying to bring it a little lower in your register, but that seems to have cut more of the personality that we were looking for out than I really would have liked.
The reason why I asked that is because the upper register didn't sound natural to me. And I wanted to get him back to his natural speaking voice. But if he says his natural speaking voice tends to trend a little bit higher, then he doesn't have to work on the voice. And then the expressiveness comes right back out, which is good.
I
guess I just
think it
don't know
would be
you.
great to be able to practice in a lower. I think that would be cool to be able to achieve the same effect. And that'd be great.
There are
So
courses
then-
that you can take to lower your speaking voice.
Well,
With caution.
right now, when you're talking to us, you're talking in a lower register than the one that you were using to deliver that last performance.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Because I know what you're saying, because it's like somewhere here is where it's presenting, I think. So okay. Yeah. I think
it came out
that's
even a little higher than
right. Right.
Can you try something for me?
Okay.
As you're remember how you're speaking right now. Give me sentence 1 in that same voice.
Reading music is often seen as a mysterious and arcane art. I don't know how.
Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. What we want to try to figure out is how can we harness that same mindset that you get into? And I think that's going to be a little bit deeper work that we could probably work out in the future because we're running over time right now. And
Yeah.
although I think this is really fascinating, and we'll probably talk about this a little bit more after the broadcast is over, which we're going to be
Sure.
going ahead and wrapping up right now. So that does not mean that the meeting is over. If you guys are here, feel free to hang out. But for those of you who are watching us, thank you so much. It'd be a lot more fun if you joined us. All of the links are down below. But other than that, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time on
Bye.
Saturday.
Woo!
What's this Saturday, Jazz?
Same script on Saturday?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I'm assuming, is it a repeat?